You don't want to do what I did, waiting years and years to begin executing my dream life because of fear, because of shame, guilt, because of judgment. No, you're gonna be smarter than I was. So if you keep making excuses for yourself, you're gonna be in this exact position 1 year from now. You gotta leave your comfort zone. You gotta let go of the fear of looking stupid, fear of being seen trying, the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, just the spirit of fear. You have to stop letting it hold you back in 2024. I feel like you came to this video looking for answers on how to live your dream life, but the thing is, you literally have all the answers. You just have to take the steps to actually get there. You have to stop holding yourself back. What did that sound say? Fear looking stupid is holding you back. Hi, my name is Anaya, and I create content on how to become a better you, your dream self. If you like content like this, don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and let's get into this video. So how do we get over fear? Embrace it. God says, I know the plans that I have for you. And I don't know about you, my God, when he gives the green light, anything is possible under the sun. If it's meant for you, it's gonna be for you regardless. But you have to stop the devil from having a foothold over your desires, your goals. You have to be able to put in the work without that heavy spirit lingering around you. Because our God is not a God of fear, not a God of confusion. So we gotta stand up. Being scared is just not an excuse for you not to go after your dreams. What other people say, what other people think, not valid. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because ask yourself, what is your fear? What are you scared of? You have to sit down with yourself, be honest and vulnerable with God so that you can combat those thoughts. One thing about fear is that you can't carry that burden alone. You need the Lord. God says to cast your worries all onto him. With my own fears, I personally cannot do it alone. I have to talk to God. So you have to change your mindset. You have to change how you view fear. Fear is not of God. You attract what you are. Our thoughts and what we say is very powerful. The more you talk to yourself and the more you carry and embody the energy of fear, the more you're going to attract that. The more it's going to stop you from getting what you truly want. And you can ask God, don't get me wrong, you can ask the Lord for whatever you want, but if you doubt and you don't have faith, don't expect anything to be handed to you. You have to stop feeling sorry for yourself and actually take the steps to change. If you're scared of what other people may think of you, girl, the whole time they're inspired by you. People look up to you, they want to do what you're doing. You want to go ahead and create content, but you're scared of what your friends might think, they'll be asking you in 10 years how to do it. I guarantee you, the things that you fear are big dreams. It's about a mindset shift. When you know that other people are making fun of you because you have certain goals and desires, just know those same people on the low want to have the courage to do what you're gonna go after. You know what I mean? For those of you who don't know, at one point in my life, I had 100K on Instagram. In order to grow that Instagram, I literally had to post every day non-stop. The thing is, I genuinely wanted to do it, and I just did it out of fun. Just did it to see how far I would get, literally. Throughout that process, do you know how many friends I went through that would judge me for wanting to post every day, would judge me for posting too much on Instagram? I started a business, and I had like a t-shirt business or whatever the case may be. I needed promoters for that business. Once I went to go seek out those promoters on Instagram, tell me why those same exact people were asking to be a promoter. The whole time they were making fun of me, telling me not to post as much, telling me I'm doing too much. They secretly wanted to do the same thing. Stop letting people get in the way of what you desire. Stop letting people and their lack of courage stop you from achieving your dreams. Fear is literally in the way of you walking in your purpose. You want to do something that a lot of people don't do, you're gonna have to take the steps that many people won't take. A lot of the reason why a lot of people don't get to certain places is because they won't take the steps, whereas that other 10% of the population literally will. These people failed and were okay with failing. You need to be okay with failing. You're not gonna get anywhere if you're not okay with that. If you're gonna be scared and walk on eggshells the entire time, you're only playing yourself. There's a whole nother world on the other side of fear. That side is success. I feel like in my other videos, I give you guys a whole bunch of steps, but honestly in this one, there's two things that you can do. You can either let fear control you or you control the fear. You have to stop being complacent. There's really only two options to this. And I know it's easier said than done, and honestly, I'm speaking to myself as well. Everyone has moments when he was scared to do something. It's the courage behind that fear. Dig down deep and understand why you are scared. You have to tackle those insecurities. For example, if you're insecure about something and say you want to be a content creator, make your brand about your insecurity. If you don't like your natural hair, teach people how to care for their natural hair. Embrace it. Don't try to go on the internet and try to hide it. Be yourself. Help others solve that problem while you work through your insecurities. And I promise you, one day that'll be the same insecurity that millions are looking up to, that so many people are inspired by. And I'm not saying that you have to come online and be this whole content creator. Even like losing weight. If you're scared to go to the gym, but all of a sudden you start embracing that quality and going to the gym knowing like, okay, I'm gonna do this to be healthy, I'm gonna do this as a self-care moment, instead of just thinking so negatively about that insecurity, because instead you embraced it. There's gonna be so many people that just look up to you just for that, and the more that you do this, the less that fear will take over. Fear comes from a place of insecurity, and when you're embracing that insecurity, you also have to be okay with being vulnerable. When you're conquering fear, it's gonna take honestly a lot of inner work, but you're ready to do that. It's all kind of like a domino effect. If you're insecure and you want to embrace it, you do have to be okay with vulnerability. I know that's a huge step for a lot of people, but we don't have that much time, because you've been letting fear run your life forever. How you walk through those fears, you're gonna call them out, accept it, and decline offer. See, fear is something that I feel like fear is designed to keep you in a bubble, keep you in the dark. Yes, the Holy Spirit just said something. Listen, I feel like fear is designed to keep you in the dark, but our God is a God of light, and obviously that doesn't go hand in hand. So what I'm trying to basically say is, the more you dig deep, the less the devil has a hold over your purpose. I'm telling you, fear is meant to keep you back from living a life that you could have never even imagined for yourself. Fear is something that is hard to conquer, but you can do it. I feel like one thing about me, I'm not gonna have fear control my life. I don't want to die wishing I could have did something or not knowing where it could have gone. Make a step-by-step routine for yourself to achieve that goal. If it starts with you even just getting to know God first, do that. And he is very consistent. When God says yes, God says yes. He is faithful, he's reliable. God is the biggest supporter, and that's all you need. The fear of rejection. God's rejection is redirection. Personally, I know that God is never going to take something away and not replace it. And I feel like with fear, I know for me, it was kind of a thing of like, maybe it's not what other people think, but it's about failure. It's about doing something, putting all this time and effort. Oh, I think that's a big one for me. Putting all this time and effort and then not achieving it. And I know for a lot of people, I see this in like career. You may go to school for something for years and you may never end up having that occupation. You know what I mean? Or you may work so hard towards something, study towards a test, whatever the case may be. Save up and then something happens, you lose all your money. What I'm trying to say is rejection is redirection. And regardless, your purpose is going to be fulfilling, says the Lord. I feel like I'm bringing that up a lot. And it may not be the fear of judgment, but the fear of just not getting what you really want. I know that regardless, you're gonna have a purpose that fulfills me. You have to let go of the outcome and trust the Lord. I don't know if you're anything like me, but when I let go of the outcome, I have really nothing to fear. It's either I get it or I don't, which I know can be really hard to accept. Once you know that our God is faithful, he's never gonna allow you to work for something and not reap the benefits. You reap what you sow. If you're gonna be hardworking, you're gonna get up every day, you're gonna work towards something, and you're gonna have pure intentions towards the goals that you want, you're gonna get something in return. It may not be what you wanted, but just know it's something that is gonna be so beneficial to you. Then I have some people that are just like, okay, well, I don't even want to try, because it's just like, if I'm not gonna get it, then what's the point of trying? Because I can't imagine anything else that I may want. The thing with that is, you never know unless you try. But no, seriously, some people genuinely will not try to do something because it's like, by avoiding something, it won't happen. Our life is kind of like a lottery. What you put in is what you get out. You have to keep buying tickets for a better chance. You try 1-2 times, then word, babe. You know how many people are trying to do the same exact thing that you're doing? You have to put yourself out there. You have to stand up. Don't have the mindset of, I'm just not gonna try. And when you do stuff like that, that honestly builds a lot of resentment towards yourself, and a lot of self-esteem, self-hate type of issues. And I know I'm being extreme. Then when you start to encounter people, or you see people online that are doing the same exact thing that you wanted to do, or there's people around you embracing your fear, then you start to resent them. Whether you want to admit it or not, you have some type of jealousy, you start to resent yourself, you start questioning yourself, and this just is all a snowball effect. It all adds up. You only have one life to live. You gotta get up and you have to do it. Don't die not trying. For my people who are young that are watching this, I'm young too, so it's like, I'm not saying like when you get a little bit more mature, you're not capable of trying anything. You have so many resources, and it's like, if you're not using your resources, say you want to start something like a business, or you need to learn about a certain thing before you start trying it, that is procrastination. Wait, let me get into this though. I feel like this is not talked about. A lot of people, before they want to start something, they plan it, and that's awesome. Like, you shouldn't jump into something just being like, okay, like I got it, like I'm just gonna do whatever and wing it. No, don't do that. But what I'm saying is, I feel like that planning can also lead to procrastination. You're trying to get all the resources in the world to make sure when you try to start X, Y, and Z, you're gonna be good to go. And my thing is, not, you're gonna fail regardless. I saw this TikTok, I guess her dad was like a successful businessman, and he was basically telling her, stop planning everything. You're gonna fail anyways the first 1, 2, maybe 3 times, or maybe not. Maybe you're gonna be successful in the first try. What her dad said was, you have to just stop trying to plan everything everything to just be perfect. Planning can lead to procrastination. As you're planning, I feel like subconsciously you're telling yourself in your mind, well, I hope this works out, or I hope I gotta find all the right steps to make sure I'm gonna, and you keep planning, you're planning, and all of a sudden you're planning for 6 years, and you know what I mean? Conquering fear also builds confidence. It adds on a new skill set. When you take action but you don't get the result, reflect. Analyze what you've done instead of being so hard on yourself, instead of putting yourself down. When you do absolutely nothing, you're not growing at all. Not in any type of way. At least, like I said, that right there builds resilience. You had the courage to do that when most people didn't even start. Don't take no when God told you yes. Stop taking no for an answer. You can't learn by daydreaming. I saw another TikTok on this too. I feel like daydreaming, I need to find a verse on this, because I feel like daydreaming is kind of like a negative spirit, in a state of like wish you had with no action behind it. The whole time you're in your bed, like, not gonna lie, you could just sit at home and daydream about the lifestyle you wish you had instead of actually putting work towards it, wishing and hoping and thinking about the life you could have instead of sitting down planning and working towards it. You think things are going to be handed to you and it's not. You're scared to do that. For what? Everyone starts from somewhere. The most successful people in the world start from somewhere. If you're starting content creation and you get 2 views on something, for example, like a TikTok video, a YouTube video, who cares? It was only 2 people that started it. If you want to start a business, for example, or you want to start getting into the gym and you're scared to be seen trying, stop telling people your goals. They do not care. They may have the spirit of fear and try to put that on you. You don't have to tell everyone what you're doing and why. You don't have to put it on other people. Stop relying on other people to combat your fear. That is something that you have to work out within you. And I feel like that goes back to confidence. You can't seek validation from anyone but God. And I feel like with being seen trying, you also have to be okay with temporary failure. Temporary failure varies. It's not the same for every person. You have to also stop comparing yourself to people online. I feel like this video is all over the place, but I'm just trying to get it out. I feel like 90% of the world is that one thing that holds them back, and it's because of fear. Ooh, this is good. I feel like when you're reaching your goals and you're trying to combat fear, it's like running a race. You gotta go through all these obstacles, all these hurdles to get what you desire, but at the end of the day, it's also building endurance. You are a child of God. You know that we're gonna have times in our lives where things are just not gonna go to plan. God is trying to restore us and build our faith. He's trying to build endurance within us, unwavering faith. In the book of James, I think it's 1:6, he said, when you ask God, you must believe. Do not doubt God. Anyone who doubts is like a wave in the sea. Wind blows the waves up and down. When you ask him, be sure that your faith is in God alone. Do not waver, for a person with divided loyalty is as unsettled as a wave of the sea that is blown and tossed by the wind. Such people should not expect to receive anything from the Lord. Their loyalty is divided between God and the world, and they're unstable in everything they do. Trust in the Lord. That last part wasn't a part of it, but I had to say that. Determine your small success and work towards that. You gotta start small. And I feel like this is also leading into productivity, so if you're interested in that, definitely go check out my videos on my channel. Don't wake up and be like, all right, let's make $1 million today. Like, that's not gonna work. I'm sorry. You gotta take it notch down. You gotta take it step by step. I know for me, the first step I take, I will create like a structure for myself towards my goals, but I'll do them in very small increments so that I don't feel overwhelmed. Actually track my success, and I highly recommend this. If you're doing something like weight, you can do that. If you're going to school, you may want to track your test scores just for 30 days. If you're trying to reach a certain weight, track your weight from January 1st to February 1st so that after that date you can see your results. You're gonna examine those results and then see how you can do better next month. I feel like it's a great way to overcome your fears, because at least you can see for yourself, like, okay, like I'm making progress in some area. If you're not gonna track your goals, you're not gonna get anywhere. And the last thing that I want to say is, I know I try to lift you guys up and I try to encourage you. Please don't dim anyone's light. That's not cool. Just because you don't have it together and you see someone that does, don't try to make that other person feel bad. Don't dismissive of someone else because you couldn't get it together. Stop comparing yourself to people online. I highly want to encourage you guys, and I also want you to be encouraging to other people as well. But that is all the tips I have. I don't even know if that was tips. That was more like a whole like motivational speech. I feel like, I don't even know, I was just like ranting. I hope you guys enjoy my TED talk on holding yourself back and all things fear, because that's not going to be us in 2024. We gotta go up, get ourselves together. And yeah, if you like content like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.